Good evening, classmates. Tonight I'll be presenting the week 9 chapter quiz access, chapter 5, problem 6. And we will be discussing LIFO, FIFO, average weight, and specific identification. Let me share my screen with you so I can discuss. So this is the problem that we have. So Lopez Company reported following current year data for its only product. The company uses periodic inventory system, and its ending inventory consists of 360 units, 120 from each of the last 3 purchases. That means July, October, and December. That's the last 3 purchases. So we will be using most of the time these last 3 purchases. So the total amount of those 3 5 purchases is 10,288 with total of 3,220 units. So I already put in the answer, so I can know, but I will be presenting to you in PowerPoint how I get the specific identification, weighted average, FIFO, and LIFO. So in my presentation, says here specific identification is intended to get the three months remaining inventory, which was specified in the problem. Specific identity is useful because it identifies, mark, and track each items or units in the inventory. This is very helpful, so you will track down all the units. So to get the specific identification, you have to get the last three purchase. In the problem, we have the last 3. It's the remaining inventory is 120 for the last 3. So to get the total specific identification ending balance, you have to get those 3 times 2.9 per unit, and then the second one is 3.6 per unit and 4.10 per unit. So I have the total of 1,272. So that's the ending inventory. So to get the cost of goods sold, you have to subtract the total price, which is 10,288 with the ending balance of 1,200. So I get this to 10,288 subtracted by the ending balance, or then ending inventory of 1,272. So you will be able to get the 9,016 as a cost of goods sold. So that's how we get the specific identification. For the weighted average is calculates the cost of all inventory units available for sale over the specific period. So you're getting the specific period. So on this problem, we get to get the unit price is you have to divide the total price, which is the 10,288, by the total units that the company purchased, that the last 5. So they bought 3,220 units. So if you divide that, you will be able to get the 3.19, or that's the unit price for the average unit price, which is the 319. So to get the weighted average, you get the total remaining units for the last 3 months, which is 360 units, and multiply it with 319, which is the average units per unit. So to get that 360 units times 3.19, you will be able to get 1,150.21 as ending inventory. So that's your ending inventory on the weighted average. So to get the cost of goods sold for the weighted average, you are actually going to do the same thing. You subtract the ending inventory with the total price, which is the 10,288. You will be able to get 9,137.78 as the total cost of goods sold for the weighted average. So the FIFO, the first in, first out, the rationale of the FIFO is this is actually used to ensure that the items in the inventory are the first one to leave for shipping or for sale. So usually the first one that came in should be the last one, the first one to leave. So that's the rationale, the reason why they get the FIFO method. So in the FIFO method, you have to get the last 3 remaining inventory, and you have to multiply that with the last month unit price. So this is the last month, the $4.10 per unit is the last month's unit price. So you get the total of 3 months, which is the 360. Multiply it with 4.10, you will be able to get 1,476 as ending inventory for the first in, first out method. So this is the first in, first out ending inventory. So the same thing, to get the cost of goods sold for the FIFO, you have to subtract the total price of the 5 inventory, 5 months inventory. Subtract it with the 1,476, which is the ending inventory of the first in, first out. You will get $8,812 as the cost of goods sold. 8,812 as cost of goods sold for the first in, first out. So yeah, that's, and then the last one, it's LIFO, the last in, first out. This method is used to assume, they assume that the most recent purchase items are the ones that is sold first. Some companies usually sell the first, the last one, or the most recent purchase, because it's still fresh, so they sold it. They sell it first. So to get the LIFO, you have to get the beginning inventory, the first purchase that they have, the beginning inventory, on our problems, it's 220 units. The first month they purchase a product, it's 220 units, and then you have to multiply it with the unit price of the first month. So the first month is 2.40. So to get that, 220 multiplied by 2.40, you will get 528. So that's the first step to get the LIFO. And then the second step is you get the last remaining inventory, which is the last three months. Subtract it with the beginning inventory. So to get the second step is you have to subtract the total remaining units with the beginning inventory, which is you will get to 140 units. And then multiply the 140 units that you get with the second month unit price, which is 2.65. So you have 5 months. So you get the first units ordered or purchased, and then multiply it with 2.4, the unit price. And then you get the second step is to get the total last 3 unit remaining, which is 360 less 20 units, you will get 140. And then after you get the 140, you have to multiply that with the 2.65, which is the second month unit price. So you will be able to get 899 as your ending inventory in the LIFO method. So, and then to get the cost of goods sold, you are going to do that again. Subtract the 10,288 total price with the ending inventory of the LIFO, which is 899. You will be able to get 9,389. So this is the LIFO. So if you will get that, all the prices there, we can trace back to our problems. So this is the one. So I put in all the data for the specific identification. Our ending inventory is 1,272. To get the cost of goods sold, you have to subtract 1,272 with the total price to get the cost of goods sold, which is 9,016. And then the same thing, average unit to get this. To get the cost of goods sold, you subtract that to 1,150.21 with the total price. You will get 9,136, and so on and so forth. So this is the amounts that I give during the presentation. So if you will, actually I've checked my work 2 times, but to just to get this, I'll check again to make sure that I did the right thing. So check my work. So that's the solution to the problem for the LIFO and specific identification, weighted average, FIFO, and LIFO method. Thank you very much, and I hope this gives us the knowledge of how important these methods are.